Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast with your hosts, Linda Scott and Sherilyn Fisher. Are you ready? Because we're starting now.
Hey, everybody. Hey. Okay, so today is Thursday. Y'all know what it is because y'all here. But listen, I am sad because I am here by myself. My co-host is under the weather. She's sick with the flu. I had it, so I know how she's feeling, and I wish her all the speedy recovery she can have. Drink plenty of soup, girl. Eat plenty of soup. Drink the soup. All that good stuff. But anyway, I have a special co-host at the last minute, and I am super excited to bring him on. So if the producer would bring on my special co-host, I'm ready for him. Hey,
How you doing?
Todd.
How
Okay,
you
so
doing?
everybody, y'all know this young man is my heart. And Todd Miller, thank you so
Aw,
much for
no
sitting in for
problem.
us. And I can say right now, before we get started,
Mhm.
how I appreciate you stepping in. And you
Oh,
look
thank you.
handsome, young man. You
You
look
know, thank you. I
handsome.
try a little bit. I try a little
I
bit.
just,
Thank you. Thank
okay,
you.
you doing a
Mhm.
whole lot. So
Appreciate it
Sherilyn appreciates you. She sent the
as
message
well.
to
I
say
hope she
to
feels
tell you
better.
thank you. And
Hmm.
I thank you for stepping in as well. So tonight we have an awesome, awesome show. You ready, Todd?
Yes, we have a pretty accomplished guest, don't we?
Yeah, boy.
Ooh.
You we sure
Ooh.
do. So you ready to talk to her? What no, don't
I
talk to her
am.
yet. Tell me about your day. Tell me what's going on. What's in your life? What I'm missing?
Nothing much. Nothing much. Life is good right now. I can't complain. I'm happy. I'm healthy. That's
Okay.
it. How you doing,
Yes,
Mona?
Lord, you are
Oh,
healthy. And I'm
wow.
glad to know that you're happy. Hey Ramona. Hey
Yeah,
Ramona.
sorry about that.
So with that being said, let's not
Hmm.
waste any more time because we have a lot to cover with this young lady. So if the producer would go ahead and bring in Dr. Glover, we appreciate it.
How you
Hey Doc,
doing?
how are you?
Hey, good. How y'all doing?
I'm
Good.
good.
You see, we got a special host tonight.
Yes, Miss
And Sherilyn
Tanya.
is under the weather. She has the flu, and we're
Oh,
praying that she recovers really, really quick. But
yes.
take her time because that flu was a beast for me. I think I was under for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, we're praying that she gets better.
Mhm.
So Dr. Glenice Davis
Mhm.
Glover, tell our listeners, our viewers, a little about yourself.
Sure. My name is Dr. Glenice Davis Glover, and I am a native of pretty much Florida. I was born in Vidalia, Georgia, and we moved immediately to Jacksonville, Florida when I was just weeks old. So I consider myself probably as close to a native Floridian as anyone.
I would
And
think so.
yes, yes. And I don't know any other kind of living. I've lived down in Florida for all my life. I even went to college in Florida. So Florida is all it is for me. I am retired from the federal government. I was an auditor with the US. First of all, the IRS for 10 years. I was an auditor of individual and business tax returns. Then I went to the US Defense Department for the next 24 and a half years where I audited Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine contracts for defense. And we did some Justice
Wow.
Department and some Department of Energy audits as well. After I retired in 2013, I said, listen, God, I got so much energy. What am I going to do? I cannot sit at home all day, every day and do
Mm.
nothing. There is too much left in me. So he gave me the idea, and I was asking, well, what can I do? He gave me the idea for BuyWhy, and that is my company. I'm the founder, very blessed founder of BuyWhy International. That BuyWhy is an acronym for Because I'm Worth It, where we mentor girls ages 8 years and above who struggle in the area of low self-esteem. So
Okay.
starting 2014, I've been doing that ever since. And here it is 2023, almost, I mean, 24. It has been 10
Yeah,
years.
that's 10
So yeah.
years.
Amazing.
Mhm, mhm.
Wow. So, when you ask God for things, we have to be ready. I know you was ready because you kept asking that question. I asked
Yeah.
one time and I was like, then you better be careful what you ask
Um,
for. And
yes.
I am so glad that you are honoring his orders. So, because
Yeah.
our young ladies and young men is why Todd is here tonight as well, so
Yeah.
that not only we could talk about young ladies with low self-esteem, he thought it wise enough that he come on too, because he's like, Granny, we have low self-esteem as well. So
Wow.
that's the niche, and I'm happy for you. So in your organization, what do you do? How is this operated?
Okay, what we do, we are partners with the United Way of Palm Beach County, Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County, Quantum Foundation Palm Beach County, and a host of others who buy into our vision, okay, which is simply to mentor girls ages 8 years and above with low self esteem. We also partner with the Palm Beach County school system. Okay, I when I was given the idea, I wanted so badly for it to be in every school because it's an answer to a need
Mm-hmm.
all over the world because
Correct.
every every city, every school, every community, every family has dysfunction. Okay,
Right.
and low self-esteem is something that is a lot of times passed down through the generations. Okay, so I said
Mm.
this is an answer to a problem that is worldwide. And if we could get it into all of the schools, of course, I'm very zealous. So I went straight to Tallahassee with the idea.
Oh,
Yeah, they told me,
yeah.
no, you can't do it like that. You have to select schools. If you're in partnership with some principals or counselors or teachers who will buy into your program,
Mm-hmm.
get it measured out, show that it actually works and how it's working, then maybe over
Just
time
maybe.
you
Mm-hmm.
will be able to get it in the entire system. So
So was
what
it hard? I just saw producer. I'm sorry, and I do apologize. Okay, that's beautiful. They need yes, right, right, right. You're absolutely right,
indeed,
Miss Alice. So uh, it's so crazy that we have to sell so hard
yeah,
for a product that is so needed.
I agree.
What steps? Because I know you're in South Florida,
Yeah.
that Texas is where I am, and I know there's other viewers in other cities in other states.
Mhm.
How do we get involved? How do we make this happen for our young ladies and young men around our cities?
I can tell you how we do it here in Florida.
Hmm.
The curriculum that we use is a curriculum written and compiled by myself.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a 10-week curriculum that we spread over pretty much over 20-24 weeks. Okay. Because these are girls, these are
Hmm.
children. They do not grasp the entire concepts of the curriculum all at once. So we will break it down over weeks to teach them their worth. Okay.
Hmm.
The curriculum teaches in the form of treasure. In Malachi, in the book of Malachi in the Bible, chapter 3, verse 17,
Hmm.
God says he's gathering the remnant of people and he
Hmm.
calls them his treasured possessions. And
Mm.
I read that, and that's the ESV version of that verse. And when he said treasured possessions, I said, wow, treasured possessions. He's calling us his treasured possessions. And we could call each other some of everything else, but we will not call each other treasured
Treasure.
possessions, right?
Right. Right.
So the program is built around the process that it takes for treasures to be formed. For example, pearls. I will
Mm.
always have a pearl of some kind on
Yes.
Mhm.
because I studied the process of becoming the pearl. It starts
Mm.
with an irritation
Hmm.
from a grain of sand or silverfish that gets under the mollusk or the flesh. With us, if I say we're pearls, it's going to start. Our process will begin with irritation. You just don't be a perfected pearl overnight. It takes time,
Right.
and it is a
Right.
process.
Nothing happens overnight.
Yes, nothing good happens overnight. Some things can happen overnight, but most times not good. Fourth time, you're gonna wish you waited.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, so what I do, I have friends, thank God, for friends in the school system here,
Hmm.
select schools.
Right.
I introduced in 2014 the program to one of my friends who was a principal in Broward County.
Hmm.
She accepted the program. We just had folders and sleeves of paper because it was just an idea. It had not been formed. I had not written anything or
Hmm.
anything. So she accepted the program. She says, I love the concept. Yes. So I had to go through some training for mentoring for Broward County. And they accepted me in the program. I did the program one once a week in a group form. We
Hmm.
have up to 15 girls in the group. Some will meet us on their lunch break. Others will meet us on their special time. They have a special time where they can go to PE or other things, and they choose
Hmm.
RY over their special. So we go into the school system. We go into the schools. They have a designated room for me, and I sit there with the tables and the chairs, and while they're eating, we're teaching them uh,
Hmm.
from our curriculum, and they love it because it's
Okay.
something they've not heard before. Most of
Correct.
my schools are inner city, so our girls come from the disadvantaged, perspective. They don't
Perspective.
have
Yeah.
a
Yes.
father in the home. A lot of them don't have sufficient clothing, sufficient shoes, food, any of those things. So for someone to come in to tell them that they're beautiful, that they were born with worth, no matter what happens to them, no matter how their beginning is, they are destined for greatness. To tell them that they've never heard that before.
Well, I would say for someone of your caliber and your other colleagues
Mhm.
to come in and tell them that because um, they heard it, but it wasn't in a positive way.
Mhm.
So you guys bring it in to say the pureness of you.
Yes.
And Todd, unfortunately, you sitting here. There are young men that say, "Oh yeah, baby, you pretty, you cute. Come here."
Right.
So it
Same.
doesn't resonate the way that you present it to them because now they're feeling it show enough from the heart, the inside, and you're showing them that I don't know if you all go from or do you explain about the pearl? This is the process that it takes for you to get to where you get to because
Mhm.
it's hard. And I think Todd and I and Cheryl, and we were just talking about the generation curse
Yeah.
on how we break all
I
of
love
this.
that.
Go ahead, Todd. I'm sorry.
I
So,
said, I love that. The verse, Coco's Treasures, that's she named after her daycare after the Bible verse she just talked
oh,
about.
Cuckoo's
Yeah.
treasure.
Oh,
But to
that's
see, and that's amazing. So those are the steps that these people, and I'm
yep.
saying people, the little people, because they under us, the little people,
Right.
and especially with Sherilyn's group of kids, because you're training them up from little babies
Yes.
to
Yes.
hear that word treasure, to hear that I love you, to hear that you are beautiful, that you are
Yes.
handsome, and you are smart.
Mm,
So our kids don't get that.
they
And
don't.
I am
Yeah.
so happy that you are uh, answering to God saying, okay, baby, this is what I want you to do. Girl, that's a big old hat, Glenise. You must have a big head. 'Cause,
Listen,
girl,
it
that's a lot.
when he said it, I wanted to deal with ladies because that's my
Mm,
favorite audience. The ladies, my sisterhood,
yes.
and young adult ladies. Those are my favorite people to minister to and to deal with. When he said take it out of the church, because the name started in 2011 as a women's ministry in our church.
Uh-huh.
That was while I was still working. He gave me that. So we started doing an annual event. It blew up. It was
Mm,
so great. It was so great. But then when God said, take it out of the four walls of the church, bring it into the world, because there are going to be people that need to hear this will never come into a
mhm,
church.
mhm.
And you need to administer it outside. And I'm like, with kids though? I didn't know if I wanted to do that, but in obedience and in sacrifice, sacrifice and praise.
Okay, okay.
So yes, but it's very, very, very fulfilling. It's very
Yes,
fulfilling
ma'am.
Uh-huh.
because when I went out, I didn't realize all of the problems that these children have in
That
this
girl.
generation. These kids coming up now, 8 years old isn't 8 years old anymore.
Period.
Nah,
Stop.
Yes,
It is not.
it's
It,
not.
girl, I'm like, how do you know all this stuff?
Yes,
And
the
I
phones.
don't. It's what is it, Todd?
I think it's the phones and like the social media and stuff like that.
most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
have such
greatest.
easy access to everything on the internet now, which you didn't have before. So you can just teach yourself something at 5, and you'll just know it for like the rest of your life, which is crazy.
That's very true. And we had the conversation today and yesterday with our girls because they've got this every year the kids go through um I don't know, it's like a linking up, okay?
Mhm.
Something on social media that says, okay, we're gonna do cyberbullying now, and this is how you do it. So they'll get together and then they'll have their little group chats, because
Mhm.
everybody got
Mhm.
iPhones for Christmas, sadly to say.
Uh, okay.
They all got the iPhones for Christmas, and now they're going through. Don't talk to this one. Did you see her hair today? Did you see? I'm like, I know my girls aren't doing that. Principal say, yeah, your girls are doing this. I said, oh
Wow.
no, we finna fix this.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we've been dealing with this week. Those cell phones and the
Right.
parents not putting restrictions. Those
Mm-hmm.
phones are
See,
not for 10-year-old kids.
that's
Right.
that's that's my issue right there. That's my issue. That's um I don't know if for Todd is that fortunate or unfortunate because I'm still running into your room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let me see your phone. You
Yes.
know, not that I'm gonna go deep, deep, deep because he is a man, but then
Uh-huh.
in my mindset, that's my child.
Yes, yes, you
What
still
is
want to.
going on in that world now? I can only imagine a my granddaughter say if she's the 3-year-old, and she's pretty clever now, but that 3-year-old and she know how to handle the phone, but
Yeah,
she hasn't gotten to that point where she's making
and researching.
entries in the
Right.
phone to say, hey, what you
Mm,
doing, what you this, you that. But
right,
me as a parent and you as a parent, how do we not look in our children's phones that I pay the phone bill for
right,
Mm-hmm.
into their room where I pay so that they can have a room and
right.
into their book bags where I purchased the bag for you. And if
Yes.
you say, well, I purchased my own bag because I've seen some of them doing this right here. And I say, she's
Uh-huh.
still standing up. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
She-
he's a blessed
okay.
child, right?
All right. Yes, Lord. So, but why do we, that could it start with us. It starts with
Yeah,
us as a parent because
indeed.
if we are in control of the situation, it cannot and it won't happen. But when
Right.
Right.
we are brought to the attention of, you know, your baby did this right here. What's the first
Mhm.
thing they say? No, not my
My
child.
child doesn't do that.
Right,
Right.
And
right.
that happened.
You don't even know.
And at the school that last week, the mother goes, my child doesn't do that. Oh no, that's not my child. Principal said,
Hmm.
pull out your phone. Child pulled out the phone reluctantly. She says, go to your such and such. And she did and just started crying immediately. Because
Because
she
she
knew.
busted.
Yes.
She busted.
Yeah, look in the
Okay.
phone, look in the
Look at the
rooms.
phone. Look at the
Yes,
phone.
look
That's
under
right, Brittany.
the bed.
Dude,
Under the bed, round the bed.
dude.
Let
Yes.
me see what you got on.
Yes.
Yeah,
I feel like that's so
that's the
crazy.
control
Like,
that we said, Todd. I'm sorry.
I feel like that's so crazy. Like now being older and like when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, like got my phone, got my room. Like gets me so mad. But now when you get older, you really think about it. You're like, okay, she's just trying to like really help me and just show me like
Yes.
there's certain things you don't do. Like I think my mom used to always stress on me like, oh, like you don't post certain things. You don't want your grandma to see on social media. So
Right.
like that kind of stuck with me for my whole life. Like don't post anything too crazy. Don't just
Mhm.
like just be smart. Just be smart and aware.
Exactly, exactly. And these
Mhm.
kids don't even realize that these iPhones are trackers, So I
They
made
track
them aware
everything.
today. Yes,
Yeah.
I said, you know
Mhm.
what the I stands for in iPhone? They said what? I said it stands for I.
Ah,
I
I
say
see.
it's
Mm,
watching
mm.
everything that you do. And not
Wow.
only is the phone watching, but guess what? there are pervs out there that are watching too.
Exactly.
You go on the wrong site doing the wrong things. Listen, we have girls missing. I hated to scare them, but I had to make it real. I
Right.
say there are little girls missing in Atlanta. Hundreds of girls, black, beautiful black kids your age, and they've never been found.
Wow.
That's because they've done some things that possibly they shouldn't have done, or been some places that people have been watching them and they were not aware. I said, so you've got to be very, very careful. And these are conversations that we have with these kids that I believe they should have at home. Why aren't the guardians or the parents having these conversations with them at home? They're so busy jonesing and trying to make sure that they have an iPhone, but they don't see the danger in carrying that phone.
What did you say, Todd? I can't even see it.
Yeah. So I said, I know you're right. It starts at home. Parents want to be the kid's friend. Exactly.
That's it right there. I was gonna go right there. You're so right, Mary. I don't want to be Todd's friend. I don't want to be any of my kids' friends. I want to just go ahead, and I am the grandparent. I am the parent. I brought you in, and girl, our parents used to say that to us all the time. And I'll take you out, but you never knew what the hell. You was like, you'll kill me? You my mama? You gonna kill me? But that stuck with us, though.
Yes,
that stuck with us. And even though we didn't have the iPhones, we had encyclopedia for everything. But but we knew respect.
Yes, Lord.
That is one of the keys, the respect of everything. You got that, Todd? The respect of everything. So when you
every walk of life.
Say it again, Todd.
I said, she was just chiming in. She said it's in every walk of life, low self-esteem, like it's everywhere. You look for it everywhere. I understand it.
Yes, yeah. It's across the board. The rich really have low self-esteem. I'm telling you, because they feel like they cannot. Yeah.
You would think that they would not be.
Because we don't have money, and we think money is everything. Money really is not everything. Money is something that will bring out the character of who we are. Whether that's good, bad, whether that's we hate ourselves, the money's going to show that. If we don't like ourselves, we love ourselves, the money's going to show that. If we're narcissistic, look at the T guy, that the money is going to bring that out. It's not going to make us any better. Okay.
Right. You don't let the money make you.
No, the true character is on the inside of us, and that's what I teach our girls. It's on the inside. What you, again, pearls come in salt water and fresh water, right? Neither is more valuable. They're each have their worth. Okay.
Yes.
So I tell the girls, I said, salt water in our vernacular is going to be those of us that have to work for everything. We came from across the track. We came from the shotgun houses. We came from the one room shacks with nothing. We came walking to the grocery store, to the corner store, because there was no grocery store. And we worked our way up to where we are today. And then the freshwater pearls are those who are born with it.
Yes.
They're born with it. I say, but listen, salt water, fresh water, neither is more valuable than the other.
That's right.
So don't let anyone tell you that you are any less valuable than someone with a lot of money. The world's net worth is calculated totally different from God's net worth.
Correct.
God's net worth is what He has placed in you from the beginning of time. Before you've ever been born, you were possessed of worth, and that will never change.
Never.
Right.
Never.
No matter what's done to you, no matter what you've done, no matter what you go through, no matter who does this to you. I got girls that have been molested. I got girls that have been raped, babies, by grandfathers, by mama's boyfriends, all of this stuff, I said that has not diminished your worth.
Correct.
It's a sad thing that it happened to you. Right. But I tell you what you were born with, that did not take it away.
Right.
Still got what you need in order to make your destiny. You can actually use that later to take
grow.
You
to grow.
It'll make you great if you allow it,
Right.
So It's a big, like you say, it's a big job.
It is.
Was
It is.
needed. And Todd was saying the boys needed too. Yes, the
We
boys
Yes.
do.
need too.
We
That
do.
scripture that says treasure possession, he wasn't just talking
That's
about
talking.
girls.
That's right.
He was
That's
talking
right.
about his remnant. That's girls,
Hey,
boys, men, everybody. This
everybody.
program could be for everybody.
Mhm.
It's because the main thing is the main thing, and that is we were all created with worth.
Right.
That will never change.
Right. I just
Wow.
feel like as a man too, like as like most men, well, I know like we're kind of taught like it's not okay to show your feelings, to show your emotions like that. Like you just gotta like go. You're a man. Yeah, you'll be all right. Like figure it out. But you really gotta just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Like it's okay to cry sometimes. It's okay to like just talk to somebody. Like most boys I know, they'll just go in the room, be quiet, not talk to nobody, try to I'll figure it out. Like nah, there's people here, there's resources for that to help you out and stuff like that. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
really, I really appreciate what you do, man. I really do.
Yes, yes. It's a labor of love, but I love it. And all the little boys come down the hallway. Miss
See,
Bow Wow, Miss Bow Wow, when you
Yeah.
gonna get Bow Wow for the boys?
that's it.
I'm like, oh
Hmm.
Lord, I want to do it. It's like I need to write a curriculum for the boys. It will be very similar to the girls because
Right.
the message is the same, you know.
That's true.
And like you were saying, Todd, we need to break down those barriers, that old school stuff that boys
Mhm.
shouldn't cry. Well, if boys shouldn't cry, you would never have been given tear ducts.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And
Well,
then it's another thing when we bond, when
Mhm.
we know our child,
Mhm.
our children. I mean, you
Mhm.
can have 10 children, but you know the personality and the
Yes,
attitude of all 10. Well, a lot of times that I'm learning, and I was one of those like Glenise, Lord, what is my purpose?
yes.
And when I asked that question 3 times,
Mhm.
but every time I asked, it was a little girl coming up. I'm like, wait a minute, where your mom? Where's your parent? But in saying all of that,
That's funny.
those little girls and including my grands, when they're in the presence of me, and not even in the presence all the time, because I have a relationship with them.
Mhm.
If Todd was to walk into the room and he doesn't have a smile and he don't do something crazy, then I know, okay, so what happened?
Yeah.
Like what's going on?
Mhm.
I'm jumping up out of the bed and it's like, hey, where you at? And
Mhm.
are you okay? Because
Mhm.
it's so dangerous
Yeah.
out there for them, and it's
Mhm.
everything that you've stated. They don't understand. We're not trying to lock down on them, but
No.
we're trying to keep them so that they can see tomorrow. They
Yeah.
can protect themselves so
Mhm.
that they can see tomorrow.
Yes.
You can't do that if you don't embrace your child and not just be your child's friend. I
Yeah.
gotta know if you sneeze 1, 2 times, okay, he all right. You did it a third time, what's going on?
Mhm.
You got to be able to feel
Yeah.
your children's
Yes.
pain and their happiness.
Mhm.
And we don't, I ain't gonna say we, because my children probably tired of me, but
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah, it doesn't happen
you have
enough.
to do that. That's where the
Mhm.
self-esteem come in at for me,
Mhm.
Dr. Glover. It's when we don't teach, we don't embrace, we don't have the time um to give a hug.
Mhm.
Don't hug. Don't You're a man. You don't be walking around here hugging nobody.
That's
You hug
horrible.
your mama. You hug your sister. Come on, let me hug my mama and my sister because I don't want nobody else to hug them and give them
Right.
wrong ideas.
Right, right.
So yeah, hello, Miss Linda. Blessing to you and everyone you here. Okay,
Hello.
hey, Miss Ashley. Thank you so much. So it's not that we mainly looking after the girls,
Right.
but Doc, I'm gonna have to get that to you. You're gonna have to go ahead and get a program going for the boys too, because we need it. We need
Yeah,
it.
we
And
do.
we need it with the boys to show how if you treat your sister with love and care, why can't you treat the next person with love and care? So listen, if you treating your mama wrong, he ain't no
Treat
good
the rest, yeah.
because you're gonna treat right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So we have to get into all of that. So how was your girls responding to what you're giving to them?
The girls love, love, love our program. And that is not an understatement. Every year we have to turn girls down.
Wow.
And that for me, that is very heartbreaking because I know that they're hungry for what we're teaching.
Yes.
Because listen, this is the blessing in this thing. We see, this year we've got 157 girls. Last year we had 179, and I'm supposed to be doing 125 girls. That's my contract.
Wow.
But it just can't stop at 125. It keeps growing and growing and growing. And I really, really thank God I've got a mentor that handles my South schools. She's very sweet. She's very good. And I just handled the North this year because last year I was so worn out by the end of the year. I just could not, I said, I can't do that again. I was going 5 days a week, doing 4 sessions each day. And I'm like, I just cannot do it. I can't. I wore myself out. But they love, 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 love the program.
And I asked you that question because your numbers, when you would come out with your numbers, I didn't know what the numbers was going to be. But the question is how are they liking it? And you just told it when you said your numbers. You originally started out at 125.
Well, I started with 15 girls.
15, and your goal was 125.
Yeah.
But you're doing such a great job that they're going and telling everybody else about Dr. What? Wi-Fi? What is it?
Dr. Wi-Fi. That's what they call me. And my husband goes through the house. Dr. Wi-Fi. Dr. Wi-Fi. Stop it.
Well, yes, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yes. I am truly glad about everything that's going forward. Yes. I just God, my hat is off to you, and I will always extend. And if Shirley were here, she would say the same thing. We will always extend our heart and our platform to anyone who's doing anything that's great for our kids.
Help our kids.
We have to. I talk to Sherilyn and Todd and a couple other people all the time about Todd's generation. Like, where are they in between? We had Miss Nikki talking about insurance last Thursday, and the numbers that she was giving about death. It was Todd's generation. It was between 19 and I want to say she said 30. I can't remember, but I'm like, that's a whole wipeout right there.
Yeah.
Where are these kids? Why are these kids in this? What did we do wrong? Where are we? Because now we're the grandparents,
right?
Lenise, we're the grandparent. We're the big mama. We the pawpaws and all of that. But we were supposed to be like our grandparents were, who spoiled us. When mama said no, we ran to them and they said yes. But these kids are so, they probably going to hate Miss Linda, but they so disrespectful.
Yeah.
They know it all.
Exactly.
Just the phones, like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So y'all should just turn your phones in. What you say, huh?
I think I don't think all that. I ain't gonna say all that, but I think there should be some restriction, like age restriction to certain things. Like
I agree.
Yes.
Like, I shouldn't go on Instagram and see like I don't want to say they're too young, but like a 14-year-old on Instagram just seeing anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want.
I say they're too young, Todd.
I think 18 or 21 for that stuff like that. Like, like.
And some of the 18s and 21 don't need to be on there. But anyway,
it's true.
But those 18 to 21 was once 14 as well. So when they
I'm with you, husband. My grandmama didn't spoil me.
Well, my granddaddy spoiled me, so I don't care what y'all say.
My grandmother would say, "Did you hear what your mama said?" Like,
No,
oh
I
Lord.
know. It's
Yeah.
but that was the purpose of them, and we respect them. Did we or did we not?
Yeah.
We gave them the
Yes,
respect when they
ma'am.
came into the presence of us.
Yes, indeed.
Whatever we were saying, we stopped.
Yes.
Now, here's a kicker for me.
Yeah.
When the children entered into the room of adults,
Mm-hmm.
they did one or two things. Good evening, goodbye, because
That's
they
it.
know they was not supposed to be in that
Yes.
setting.
Not with
So
conversation going on.
exactly. So now we have the children sitting right up under us.
Mm-hmm. And
For
here
what?
it
And they hear everything
mm-hmm.
that is said.
Yeah.
My grandbaby is 3, but she'll be 4 in a couple of weeks, couple of days, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going on 54. But the part of it is, I was talking to her one evening and she said, where's my cousin Todd? So I said, he's over to his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, his girlfriend? What does she look like?
Oh my goodness. No filters. These babies don't have any
filters. None. And I was like,
what's she supposed to look like?
really?
I don't know. I said, she's pretty. But what does she look like?
Oh my word.
I said,
That's
okay.
amazing.
I'm gonna talk to your mama and let your mama tell you what I don't know, but it's they say what's on their mind. And if you ever want the truth, as they said, ask a babe, because they will tell you the truth. How it, yeah. So, but and with all of that, we still, and I know she's a respectable little girl, and we have to teach them how to respect people now at that particular age. We have to know that John Doe and cannot dictate my house or how I'm raising my kids. You can't tell me I can't spank my kids. I can't. I don't want to say beat, because there was more. My parents didn't. My daddy. Now I don't know. Neither one of them didn't beat us. They killed us, but they killed us and brought us back to life. That's what that was. But yet, still, we knew how to respect the game.
Sure.
We knew how to respect the game, and we don't teach them that at home. You have to get it from you, Dr. Glover.
Yes, and then that puts pressure on me because I have a curriculum, but then the children come in while and out. You know, the beginning of the program, mostly they don't know what to expect. They just heard about it and it's all good, right? But they don't know that there's discipline here too. So I have the discipline for what they don't get at home. Like today, I didn't even get into sessions today because my girls, I told you we had to deal with the situations where they're bullying. I told them, I said, this is cyberbullying, what you all are doing. And we teach in here that you do not bully. You don't have to bully because you're confident and comfortable in who you are. If you're doing that, that means that you've got a lot of work on you to do. You got to learn how to love who you are, because if you did, you wouldn't be talking about anybody else's hair and why keep her out, leave her out, don't do this. Well, I shouldn't have to tell them some of this stuff. Some of this stuff should come from home. Right. But today we had third graders, about 6 of them. It's a crew. And I think maybe half of these, if not all of them, stayed back last year. Okay, they were third grade last year, and they kind of made my whole average go down because I was having 100% of everybody that went through BAWA graduated to the next grade. But this crew of girls is something with them. So today, I mean, you can be sitting there instructing and telling them, talking to them, just like I'm speaking to you, and they will be having conversations with each other. It's like I'm not even in the room. Yeah, third grade. But they should be in 4th grade, but they stay back the 3rd. But they just, stop doing that. Why are you doing? I said, sweetie, do you hear me speaking to you? You just, it's like I'm invisible.
Wow.
That's a respect level that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Wow, that's
And I had to
that's
get
that's
I
8 and 9 years old. That's
yeah,
8 and 9 years old.
yeah, it's
So
like, that's disrespect. You're not respecting authority.
Mhm.
You're so busy. Well, why you took the pen? The pen that you got to write that. I said, sweetie, do you hear me? And we do the countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. By one, you need to be quiet. They don't even hear it. They are still in their little
wow,
world. I'm like, what is wrong with these kids? And I'm wondering now if it's a mental issue. I don't know. You know,
wow.
that's above my pay grade. I was telling my husband, you can't give me all of them. I can't fix all.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Some
But
of them
it
the Lord gonna
is.
have to fix. I can't do that. That ain't like that's it out of my wheelhouse.
No, we have a comment from him. Actually, it says she just said my parents just give me a look and I know better. Like that's exactly how I grew up too. Like
Oh
yeah,
yes,
you don't even say nothing, just look at me, just okay. Stop.
yes, indeed. My daddy, honey, my daddy had some eyes on him that
Ooh,
he would make you drop your head. All you gotta do
ooh.
My grandmother has those eyes.
every family got one.
You know,
Hey.
it was my mama. I wasn't too afraid of my dad. It was my mama,
It was your
girl.
mom. It was my dad. Oh my God.
Lord, my mama look at you before she get that next eye over there. You better get it together. So, ooh, Jesus, I can't no more these eyes. But now you look at these kids and they look at you back.
It's
Cool.
true. They give you more attitude than you give them.
In their home. That is good. Right. That's what we said earlier. It
Yeah,
starts in the home. It's not the kid. And
no.
I'm gonna say some.
She's
We'll
from
say at least
Smitty.
90% of these kids are looking for love.
Yeah, they
This
want
girl say Auntie Smitty didn't play. She didn't.
everybody got one.
Okay. She
Oh, man.
didn't. But what is one of my favorite BY success stories? She said, what is one of your BY success stories?
Your
My
favorite
favorite
story.
Bow Wow success story.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that thing, Bow Wow.
Bow Wow. I have a lot of them. The end of a class. Oh, I tell you, my very favorite one was the very first year that I started the program. After Easter, the kids had gone to church, right? And they came back home. Now, in the school system here, we cannot mention God. We cannot mention Jesus. But if the child brings it up, we can address it. Okay. So we're in maybe 20 weeks into the class. It's close to the end, right? And so these ladies little girls, third graders went to Bible study. I mean, they went to church for Easter. They came back to school the next week and they said, Dr. Glove, I got a question. Look so disturbed. I said, well, what's the matter, sweetie? She said, I went to church on Sunday. Now, see, I never told them I go to church. I don't tell them anything. I just administer my program.
Right.
But I'm telling you, the spirit will pick up. They can see. They notice. So this little girl say, I went to church and the preacher said that if you lie, you going to hell. I said, really? She said, and she was so serious. She said, Dr. Glover, is that true? Now, first of all, she don't know that if I know nothing about God. She don't know I've never said anything, but she trusts me enough to ask me her fate in heaven and hell. Okay, so to me, that was a godsend. Okay, and then still 2014 in my first class, I'm wondering if this is really what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be doing it. So she says, is it true? I said, well, sweetie, since you asked, I says, if you have a lifestyle of lying and you have not repented, then it's very probable that that's where you're going. She said, just for lying. Yes, sweetie. Just for that. If it's unforgiven, any sin that is unforgiven will take you there. And she say, oh my God. Oh my. So she must have lied recently. I'm thinking, man, she's taking this so seriously. I said, she said, Dr. Glove, I don't want to go to hell. I said, okay. I said, is there anybody else that went to church on Easter? They say yes, and they almost the whole class raised their hand. I said, well, listen, we can do something that can assure that you will never have to worry about going to hell again.
Mm.
Anybody interested? They said, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, okay. I said, what this is going to be. And then I explained to them, this
Uh-huh.
is the prayer of salvation. And what it is, it teaches you that Jesus Christ died on the cross, which is what you heard yesterday. And he died for your sins. And your sins can be forgiven through his blood if you ask him and receive him as your Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, if you're interested, bow your heads. And then we did the repentance prayer. And we
Mm-hmm.
asked God to abide in their lives and to teach them, guide them, lead them in in all directions and
Mm-hmm.
in his direction. And then we said, amen. I said, now you need to be in a church regularly, not just on Easter. You need to go every week so you can learn what God expects of you, how he wants you to live. And you live by that. And listen, heaven is your home. You never have to
Wow.
worry about hell again. A whole classroom of 15 girls received Christ that day. And this was my first year of doing this. I'm like, oh my God. It was like that was confirmation that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm like, okay, thank you, Lord. This is it. So that's my biggest
Favorite.
takeaway from it all. Yeah, from it all.
Okay.
Everything I do is ministry. You know, this is
Okay.
rooted
Okay.
in ministry. So to see that it was being carried on, even in the secular world, then
Mhm.
I'm good. I'm where I'm supposed to be, and they're where they need to be.
So what about the parents of some of those kids or all of those kids? Do you do you invite them into the program as well, or um how do you handle that?
Yes, Charlene, class repentance. That's exactly what it was. Well, the parents, I don't have much dealing with the parents.
Okay.
Um, it's unfortunate because my sessions are during the day. Of course, the
Okay.
parents are working
Hmm.
and the kids are in school. But the parents are aware I have to get permission slips from
Hmm.
each parent before the girl is accepted into the program. So they are aware, and I usually give a courtesy call at the beginning of the class to see if there are any issues that they're having at home that they would like for us to take care of in school,
Dress. Uh-huh.
discuss, if they're having like disobedience issues or attitude issues, because this age group, that third, fourth, fifth grade, that's attitude. 99%
Wow.
of their issues are attitude issues. They just don't understand how not to do all of this and how not to, be disrespectful. So we deal a lot with that. And we teach them that their character is going to determine how high they're going to go. So some of those attitudes need adjusting. So that's pretty much the extent of parent
That
um,
relationship.
yes, but I
Mm.
tell the girls that book, the curriculum. Listen, if you're being helped, your parents can help you do your homework. Your parents will probably be helped as well. If they will
Mm.
listen, if they will read with you,
Correct.
they're going to be helped as well. And then I've done adult classes during the summers. I've done classes of
Mm.
10
Okay.
adults during
Okay.
the summer. And it's a elementary school curriculum, but
Mhm.
people say, why is it so simple? I say, you know why? Because the women that take the class were broken at age 8, age 9, age
Wow.
10. And that
Very
little
young.
broken girl is still there. So this curriculum speaks to her.
Okay.
You're not speaking to the 50-year-old, the 40-year-old, 30-year-old girl that you are speaking to that broken
Little girl. Yes.
8-year little girl, 5-year little girl that you got bottled up in there and never have resolved the hurt. You never resolved the issue. You've never been able to talk about it. So this curriculum speaks to her. So
Mm.
that's why it's good for all ages, from children to adulthood. It is just,
Wow.
it's excellent. It's really an excellent teaching. And it's not something that you just read through and, oh, okay, yeah, I got it. No, no, no. You take
So
it.
so do you have activities that you all do as well in the classrooms in
There
your
there are not a lot of activities because we don't have a lot of time.
time?
If
Okay.
their lunch break is 30 minutes, by the time they get through the lunch line and get to me, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes
Mm.
left.
Yeah. Then by the time they sign in attendance and get settled to start eating, it's 15 minutes.
Wow.
So my lessons have to be very short, but to the point
Point.
Right.
in
Okay.
order for them to grasp the concept. Now I've added a financial literacy leg to the
Wow, it's
program.
needed. Wow.
Yes. And it teaches them how the difference between need versus want,
Mm-hmm.
the difference between mortgage versus rent,
Mhm.
the difference
Okay.
between savings and spending everything you got, and
Mhm.
why there's important. I've added that because I partnered with the Velocity Community Credit Union one year, and then they
Mm-hmm.
gave me all of these tools. I'm like, this is awesome. So this year, what I've done, we'll be doing this in probably next month. I bought everybody those little mechanical banks that you can just feed money in.
Mm-hmm.
I got all of my kids one, right? It's a savings. And then I'll give them some money. I don't know how much yet. We'll see. Depends on the grade probably and the responsibility because
Mm-hmm.
they'll lose it by the time they get out of the classroom. But they can feed the monies in and then they just save, teaching them how to save monies
Right.
because and this then some of them say, well, my mama just gonna take it from me. My mama just I
Wow.
said, well, I'm sorry for that, but this is just,
How it's gonna go. I
exactly.
will how do you involve the fathers? Oh, Osby say, how do you involve the fathers in the program? But before you answer that question,
Mhm.
because I know other questions are gonna be coming in.
Uh-huh.
We want to remind Todd, you didn't give me your slogan yet, but we have a slogan contest and
Mm.
for our audience to help us with. So to create a slogan, you will win a prize. And the prize that I want to win, but Sherilyn said I couldn't participate, is a spa day. And we all need that spa day. So just inbox us at the Golden Square Podcast on Facebook or Instagram or any of those and give us your slogan so that you could be a winner again, because you already a winner. But just win this prize so I can go with you to be at your spa day. So don't forget that. And come on, let's just go back and ask that question because I'm going to tell the people at the end that I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the
Yes.
Golden Square Podcast.
Okay, somebody says
She said a slogan
Slogan.
for what? For the show. We want a slogan at the beginning. So I was gonna say one, but I don't want to give it to nobody. I want y'all to create your own. So thank you so much for that question. So how do you involve the parents? I mean the father. I'm
you
sorry.
are
How do you
father.
involve the parent of the father? I keep saying parent.
Like I said, my interaction with the parents is limited.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've learned, and I shouldn't say this, but it's not for everyone. I learned that over the years that and this goes for fathers and moms, when the children are disobedient and they don't want to be told anything, that comes from home.
Yeah.
So the hardest thing you can do is try and help a dad or a mom raise their child, teaching them, tell them how they're doing something wrong, or tell them how to better a situation. So, um, I don't have much involvement. I encourage the girls who have fathers in their lives
Mm-hmm.
to share the content with them. See, the girls get the curriculum, that white book back here, that's
Uh-huh.
our curriculum. The black book is the book that I wrote where the curriculum comes from. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
curriculum comes from the black book, Girls, God's Treasured Possessions. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the white book is the curriculum for BAWA because I'm worth it, girls mentoring. Okay,
Okay.
the white comes from the black book. The black book I don't give to the young girls. That's for my high school girls and
Girls. Uh-huh.
older because it tells my story, which is a bit sensitive for smaller kids. Okay. Um, and then the white book that gives that's the curriculum for the program. So I encourage the girls, share it with your daddy,
Okay.
Mhm.
share it with your mom. I'm telling you,
Okay.
even they will be
What
helped.
we have, yes.
Yeah, knowing because they need to know what you're learning in here. We have a
Good.
mantra. We give them mirrors. We have a mantra that says, I am a diamond, I am a pearl, I am precious, I am a girl. When they
Cool.
hear that, they're just so excited.
Excited.
That just resonates. One little girl says, I gave it to my grandma. I showed my grandma. She just started crying.
Oh, so how could our listeners help? I know you have a website that we need to go to. We'll put the website up, but how can we help you? Do you have anything coming up? Any events?
Yes, we have a fundraiser coming up on March 16th, 2024. And
Okay.
it's going to be held, it's a sit down dinner for in a ballroom. It's a gala. Okay, our mentors
Okay.
teacher gala. Because our children are a future. I mean, and we have to be the one to take the initiative with them. And the donations, all of the donations will go towards our program expansion. As I say, I'm contracted for 125 girls per year. I end up doing 156 to 180 girls per year.
Wow.
Wow.
We need bigger, the need is there, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't have the funding to get to expand.
Man.
So these fees are going to go, these contributions are going to go towards helping us to fund. And you're going to get a really good dinner out of the deal. It's a sit down dinner, dress up. You get to wear your finest clothing, your nicest outfits, formal and semi-formal. I mean, just have a really good time. The best fun you can have in 3 hours. That's what I say.
Okay. Okay.
So what is your what's the website? I know we just saw the flyer for the event. So what your website is?
Yes, our website is www.becauseiamworthit.org. Spell it all out.
Okay.
And you will get there. You get to see all the things that we do. We even have testimonials from some of the girls. I had one year, some of the girls, all those girls that are on the website. A group of the girls told me once that they didn't think they were pretty because they were Black.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
these beauties. They don't think
Oh.
they're pretty because they're Black. I said, who told you that? He says,
Oh.
everybody says that. And this one here was so cute. She didn't even realize the one on the left, the little lady on the left, she was so shy and she just did not think she was pretty because she was dark skinned.
And I was gonna say you're showing us three beautiful young ladies right now. So who is not? That's
Exactly.
wow.
They're believing. I'm like, well, why do y'all believe what other people say? You know why? Because you don't know. You don't
That
know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm.
So you'll buy if you don't know, then you're going to believe what they say. Okay.
Right.
So
Wow.
that's why I do what I do to teach you truth. I said, and you don't know me from Adam, but truth is you don't know them either. So
Right.
you have a choice to believe what I tell you. When I
Mm-hmm.
tell you you are precious, you are born with worth, you are
Right.
the best that life has to offer. You can believe me or you can believe them.
I
So
have a friend girl. I think her name is Shahida, and
mhm,
she has a program, and I surely hope I don't say it wrong. She has
mhm.
a program that called Pretty for a Dark Skinned Girl.
Okay.
Yes, so I need to
Yeah.
connect the two of you together because
Uh-huh.
that's her passion.
Oh
And she,
yeah.
of course, is a beautiful dark-skinned girl,
Yeah.
lady, I
Yeah.
should say. So that's going to be a hookup that I'm going to have to connect the two of you together because our kids need it. We hear so
Mm.
many negative things about us, too.
Mhm.
That's what sticks in our head. But if you
Yes.
tell me how beautiful I am,
Yeah.
you're just saying
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, because
yeah,
they have that bias. You have a bias, and that we study that too. We develop a bias over the years. Okay, so by the
yeah,
time you get 15, if your dad has been telling you ain't that cute anyway, you just ain't pretty. You don't know why you think you're so
Yeah.
cute. You keep hearing that, and then you
Competitive.
start believing because even scripture says that faith or your belief,
wait, yeah,
anything comes by what?
hearing.
Hearing, and
That's
then
it.
Mm-hmm.
hearing in that vernacular by the word of God. Well, you believe about yourself what you have heard all of
Heard.
those years,
Yeah,
right? Heard it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now it has grown up in you, and you have a bias towards I'm not pretty enough. So then
right.
when someone comes in and compliments you and say, wow, what a
You
pretty
don't know how
girl
to,
you are.
yeah,
You're like, oh, they don't mean it. You go
right,
into your bias. They
right.
don't mean it. I'm not really
Mm,
pretty. dirty. They're just trying to get something out of me. They just, so we have to, and that's what low self-esteem is just believing.
And then that's it.
about
Girl, it's that time. We gotta go. It's already an hour. So you guys, you saw her website. If you can't go sponsor a kid, just do something. Here it is. We look forward to it. We thank you so much. Get your slogan together. Subscribe to our YouTube page. So much. And we love you. And we gotta say good night.
Good night, everybody.